Okay, let's get the notification out to everybody that I'm streaming. Unos momentos while I get this notification up. I should really set up a waiting room. So that people can come in and wait a little bit early for the stream to start. One of these days I'll set that up. I'm not gonna wait too long today before starting on the first anime. I just want a couple of people to file in first before I make a start. Yeah, I need to make a transition. One of these days. I might do it next. No, not this week, but in a couple of weeks maybe. I might work on that. I need to put music in. Hang on. Need to put waiting room music in. I'm not very organized with this, as you can probably tell. I'm not the most organized person in the world, but that's mainly because I run everything a little bit sort of half-assed. Hey, fish. Just kind of waiting for more people to file in. So listen to some chill music. Hey, Keiichi. I wonder if today Taka will come. Probably not. Taka never shows up to my streams anymore. Well, anymore, he's only done it once, but that's fine. No fall asleep. No. I get this music is very calming, but no fall asleep. Well, I can't get too upsetty spaghetti if he's doing the big man work. You, Keiichi, I don't care if you're sleepy. You stay in here with me. You're in this until my stream's over. You're gonna have to be the chronicle. You're gonna have to be the one that tells everyone that he has these animes y'all should go watch. Okay, I will give it one more minute and then I'll start. Because I don't wanna keep y'all waiting too long. If everyone's gonna call you Keiichi, then I'm just gonna go against the flow. Okay, that's just how I do. Hey, Kaka. Alright, it's been about a minute, so I'm gonna start now. Let's get rid of this music. Okay, so we're going to start on the first anime today. The first anime's title is, in Japan, it's just called C, as you can see by the big C in the title artwork. Or in the English version, though, it's actually got a much longer title, which is actually generally the reverse. In English, it's referred to as C, the Money of Soul and Possibility Control. So yes, this is very, very, very long title. So let me just read off the summary for this title. So the summary goes as such. The Japanese government was rescued from the brink of financial collapse by the Sovereign Wealth Fund. For its citizens, however, life has not improved and employment, crime, suicide, and despair are rampant. Kimimaro, raised by his maternal aunt after the disappearance of his father and the death of his mother, is a scholarship student whose only dream is to live a stable, ordinary life. One day, he meets a man who offers him a large sum of money if he will allow his future to be held as collateral. From then on, his fate is radically altered as he's drawn into a mysterious realm known as the Financial District, where he must compete in weekly tournaments called deals in order to keep his money and avoid losing his future. So, this anime has some sort of strange twists and turns that if I talk too much about will actually be massive spoilers for the story, so I'm going to not go too in-depth in this anime, which is not what I generally tend to do. But the gist of the series is that Kimimaro is just a regular university student who's trying to study his best so he can get a good, stable job, and his future will be, stable. But he doesn't have a lot of money. However, when he meets this random man who shows up and offers him a large amount of money, he says something mysterious, saying that he'll give him the money if he'll allow his future to be held as collateral. And in doing so, he's given this black money, and this black money can be used just regularly in Japan. And the sweet thing about this money is that he can pull out literally as much as he wants. Basically what he first gets is a considerably small amount compared to the amount he can get, but he has to, in order to keep getting more money, participate in these deals in this realm called the Financial District. Now, if you lose your deals, you lose money. It's basically you wager money and you bet money in order to participate in these deals, and if you lose the deal, you lose your money, and if you win the deal, you gain the money of the opponent. And that's how you, through these battles, make your money. You get more money. And effectively, by feeding more money to what is referred to as an asset, or to anyone who knows JoJo, it's more like a stand. By feeding this money to them, they become stronger. He does not have a sugar father. Not quite. Fish. Okay, so let me introduce you to the two main characters. This is the main character, Kimimaro, and this is his stand, his asset, his asset, Mashu. Mashu is unfortunately not spelled orthodoxly. It's spelled M-S-Y-U. So let me read up Kimimaro's biography, or at least his short biography. So his height, 175 centimeters, age 19. His mother died and his father is missing, so he was raised by relatives. Currently, he lives alone and goes to university. He dreams of a normal life with a normal family. He gets dragged into an abnormal place called the Financial District. There he has many encounters and has to fight. Well, someone got really lazy on his on his thingy, on his description. But anyway, he because he's broke, he wants money, obviously. So he does this gambling thing. He goes into the Financial District and winds up getting in control of his asset and money, and he keeps gambling for more money. Now, to introduce his asset, Mashu. So Mashu's Kimimaro's asset, who takes the appearance of a girl with horns and has the ability to conjure up fire attacks. She is a strange asset in the sense that she does things that are unusual for an asset, such as behaving like a normal human does, and even asking Kimimaro to give some of his instant ramen, even though assets do not know the definition of eat, out of curiosity. So, one thing I want to make a little bit clear about the series, and one of the interesting points, is that the assets take the form of the future that was taken as collateral. So, when a future is taken as collateral, it is turned into an asset. And when an asset is destroyed, it is effectively the person's future being destroyed at the same time. So when they run out of money, their future is taken as collateral, aka their asset, and they die. Or if their asset is destroyed, they also die, because it's their future given form. So effectively, say for example, one of the character's assets is a massive wolf. Now I don't know exactly what happened in this, what was supposed to happen in this person's future. Maybe they got a dog that they love a lot, but it's something important in the future. And this girl, Mashu, is apparently supposed to be something important in Kimimato's future. Therefore, that's the form that his asset took. So, and another thing that's strange is that the assets generally don't have the common sense that humans have. So, asking to eat something just out of curiosity isn't something that they'd normally do. They're just there to fight. As far as they're concerned, that's their only purpose, is there to fight for the person that they're owned by. Now, to introduce you to one final character before we move on to the trailer, I'm going to introduce you to this crazy looking guy. This is the person who introduces Kimimaro to the financial district, Masakaki. He looks kind of freaky. So let's read up his description, his biography, well, his description more so. While in the most desperate of times, a figure will appear out of nowhere, offering substantial funds loaned against a person's possible future. Seemingly over-giddy and sprite-like at times, Masakaki is a true agent of entropy, as he puts it, takes his orders from above. He looks sinister and untrustworthy at times, then acts cheery and full of childish hope when least expected. Hailing from a nexus-like dimension that converges from any given point in our world, his power to affect the material realm seems as limitless as his insanity. So, this guy is extremely creepy. But then when it comes to money or betting money, he goes absolutely ballistic laughing because he just loves the prospect of someone betting their life away to money. Like, he puts money, he doesn't say it outright, but he puts money above anything else. And, I mean, he's kind of like a joke or a Mad Hatter character. I guess calling him a Mad Hatter character would probably be the most accurate way of describing him, in both terms of the way he looks and how he acts. Now, we're going to move into the anime preview now, but one thing I want to note with this preview is that it's not too descriptive, so I'll try and describe as best I can sort of the context as to what's going on. So let's move into the trailer. I don't want to get hit by copyright, so I'm gonna have to talk over this music. Okay, so let's rewind this a little bit and describe how this is, what everything is. So this place is located within the financial district. The financial district itself has a lot of weird locations. So this is just sort of one of those many places. Then we basically get introduced to Kimimaro, who's studying for his exams, working part-time to just earn, a little bit of money, as a regular university student would. Now, as you can tell, the animation quality is kind of iffy at times. It's a fairly old series, so it's not fantastic animation quality. I think it's from 2011, I believe, so it's fairly old. Hi, Dave. And he's got a crush. He's got this girl that he likes. He tries to spend as much time as he can. I'm not taking the copyright. I'm not doing it. Taking the copyright is not my prerogative because I plan on actually trying to upload this later on. Separately, possibly. So, actually, I probably should have just taken the copyright in that case. Damn. Because I could just take off the music later in editing. Oh well. And then we have Masakaki showing up and saying that he wants to take Kinimaru's future as collateral for all this money that he's offering him. This is basically a credit card that it can work in any ATM machine, and it's also his key to the financial district. And in looking directly at it, he accepts the contract, and his eyes go all freaky-like for a second. Now, I'm gonna not play this video because it's gonna wreck me, but this is basically how much money is being put into is in the bank currently in the financial district. It's a fact that it comes very big into play into the story, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it's a big thing over there. And that's where the trailer ends. You don't get too much, but you do see in the logo itself, there's actually quite a lot of reasons why this is called C. I mean, in Japan, the reason it's called C is because it's control. But if you look inside of the C, you'll find a lot of words like conviction, conversion, capital, collateral, chocolate, credits, etc. I don't know why there's all these N's inside of it, but and then there's also Midas, which is a thing that's also a thing in the series that you have to watch it to sort of understand. I'm not entirely sure why conviction is in there, since it doesn't really fit in with the or chocolate for that matter. But imagine if your soul's only worth 150 JP. Yeah, if only. That'd be the end. But yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why this series is referred to as C, but the main one is control. And we get a sneak peek of what Mashu looks like as well. Now, and a small thing that's interesting about this series is that Mashu actually gets a few parts in 3D and 2D. And there's not really any particular reason why they throw her in 3D, but it's kind of cool to see her in a 3D space on occasion. So, that's the first anime out of the way. I would rate this one. I've been intentionally vague and not saying too much about the story because it moves at a pace that's pretty brisk. And as a result, if I say too much about the series, it'll be spoiler alert like really, really quickly. So I just recommend you go and watch this series yourself if you get the opportunity to. I would give it a solid 7 to 8 out of 10. It's interesting, a nice relaxing anime if you want something that's sort of modern day fantasy. So, see the money of soul and possibility control. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Alright, moving on to the next series. So the next series is another sort of chill anime that I would recommend you watch if you sort of just want something that not to think about, but also something that you don't mind getting a little bit mind warped by. Because the thing with this series is that it's produced by Shaft, and anyone who knows what Shaft anime is like, Shaft anime is trippy, to say the least. Shaft was the production company behind Bakemonogatari and Puella Madoka Magi, well, the magic girl anime where lots of people die. That one. So, to introduce the series, that's everything. That's not what I want to show. This is the title card for the series. It's called Sasami-san at Ganbaranai. So, the premise behind this season is that our main character, Sasami-san, I should refer to her by her proper title, Sasami-san, is a hikikomori, a shut-in, who doesn't like going outside at all. She's effectively a princess-type character who stays indoors just on her computer all day and is tended to by her older brother. All day, every day. Her older brother is basically like, sort of, not, I wouldn't say in love with her, but crazy about her to the point where he obsesses about her. And does whatever she wants. So she doesn't have any need to go outside. But some events happen in the first episode that sort of push her towards being a little more proactive, and she gets a little more confidence over the course of the series to be a little more active and outside. So, let's read up the summary on AniList here. The Japanese call them hikikomori, people who have become so withdrawn socially that they refuse to leave their homes for weeks and even months at a time. For Sasami Tsukuyomi, who's attempting to pass her first year of high school despite being a shut-in, it's more than just a word. Fortunately, though, she lives with her older brother Kamiyomi, who just happens to be a teacher at the school Sasami is supposed to attend. Not to mention her brother's surveillance tool, which lets her view the outside world via her computer and will, theoretically, allow her to readjust to interfacing with people again. What it mainly does, however, is let her view her brother's interactions with the three very odd Yagami sisters, who inexplicably seem to have their ages reversed and have various types of interest in Kamiomi. And then things start to get really weird. Magical powers, everything turning into chocolate. Is life via the web warping Sasami's brain, or is the universe that's going crazy? So, allow me to first introduce our two main characters. We've got Sasami Tsukuyomi and her older brother Kamiomi Tsukuyomi. So, Sasami-san spends all her days just sitting on the computer playing games, searching the net, and watching the cameras that she has to survey her brother. This is because she is a massive brocon. She loves her brother to bits. Even though she would never say it because she effectively has him at her beck and call, she adores her brother more than anyone. Is a massive brocon, which is why she's so interested in how these other three girls that he's interacting with, the Yagami sisters, interact with her on a daily basis. Interact with him on a daily basis, sorry. Now, these three older sisters are Tsurugi Yagami, Tama Yagami, and Kagami Yagami. So, I'm going to sort of give a brief, a very, very brief overview of what their names mean, because their names are a little bit important, mainly based on the kanji that they're from. So, Kami-omi, the Kami-omi kanji comes from Kami, which is God, and Omi, which is used in Onmyodo, which is sort of like a what's the word I'm looking for here? A kind of priest, I guess, in the Shinto religion. Tsurugi means sword, Kagami means mirror, and Tama means ball. So the three of them are, in fact, the three they're named after the three sacred treasures, I believe, that were wielded by Susanoo, which is the sun god. Not the sun god, that's Amaterasu. But anyway, Susanoo, I believe these are the three tools wielded by Susanoo. At least they're named after them, rather. And Tsukuyomi is the moon god. So these, and also Yagami. The Yagami kanji is Ya from Jama, or to be in the way, and Kami, or Gami, which is just God. So they've all got God-related names, which leads into why everything starts going weird in the series. In the very first episode, everything turns to chocolate. And I believe the reason for this is because it's something related to Valentine's Day. And she wanted to give her brother chocolate. Sasami-san wanted to give her brother chocolate. So everything turned to chocolate. Because she's kind of got God powers. At least I believe that's the way it went. Now, stuff happens. This series also does get very interesting, and it does become very clear in the first couple of episodes, but basically Sasami-san has some god powers, and her brother is there to sort of help keep them in check a little bit. And the three sisters are also related to this. I'm not going to explain how related or why, but they're also related to these god powers and keeping them in check to a degree. So, I'm going to read up now the descriptions to a non-spoiler, content for each of these 5 characters, and give you sort of a little bit better of an idea of who they are and what they do. Sasami Tsukuyomi. Sasami is a first-year high school student who lives with her older brother Kamiyomi. She is a hikikomori and initially refuses to even go to school, but she later begins attending school in February near the end of her first high school year. At home, Sasami uses a brother surveillance tool on her computer to view the outside world. So she does have interest in the outside world, but she's become so socially awkward that she can't go outside. And I know that some of you are just going to say, big mood. Because I can't blame you. She effectively just uses her brother surveillance tool to view the outside world because she's interested in the outside world, but she has no confidence with going outside and trying to get used to the outside world again. Okay, on to our next character, Kamiyomi Tsukuyomi. Kamiyomi is Sasami's older brother and is a teacher at her high school. He has an intense love for his sister and dotes on her constantly. Tamak often calls him Paparin. That's because he kind of acts like a father figure to Tama, which you'll find out a little bit when I bring up her disposition. Tsurugi Yagami. Tsurugi is 31 years old, the eldest of the Yagami sisters, and is a teacher at Sasami's high school. Despite her age, she has the appearance of a little girl. She often plays adult games in the staff room, so she's the extremely irresponsible adult of the group.